Hello.
Hi.
Hear me? Hang on. Oh my gosh, everybody. Hang on one second. Let me get my stuff together. Okay, we are on the Yeti mic. Good deal. Let's see. Let's do. Okay, cool. Now I can hear everybody. Oh my gosh. Hello. Look at everyone's faces. Hi, Alice, Renee, Christina, Nishaya. Is that how you say your name, honey? Can you tell me? Okay, good.
Yeah.
You know, with internet friends, it's like I have it in my head how I say it, and then I'm like, I always want to make sure in lives like that. What is up? We've got Abby, Monica, everybody's here. Cool. How is everybody?
Great.
Great. Good deal.
I'm good.
Good. You guys excited for Friday tomorrow?
Yay!
Yeah. I am excited. Okay, so we're going to wait just a second. Of course, I want to make sure everybody's in. And I'm going to get my LaCroix, of course. It's so nice to see everyone. I'm so excited to be spending this time with you guys this evening. And whenever Brooke comes on, I don't think she's on yet, but whenever Brooke comes on, I will introduce her. And she is going to be walking us through our energy healing. She is amazing. She is absolutely just magnetic and incredibly talented with what she does. So we're going to wait. We've got about 17 people joining us. So that is going to be fun. Full house tonight. So jazzed about that. And we are going to be learning all about money, manifestation, magnetism. And of course, we're going to learn all of the what not to do's, right? We're going to learn the stuff that ends up making it more difficult on us, more challenging for us. And we are going to learn how to get around some of that stuff. Okay, so you guys should have received your workbook in the email. Received an email with a little button. You click it. It's going to take you to a place where you can download the workbook. You don't necessarily have to have the workbook for the workshop, so don't stress too hard about that. Sometimes it's nice, just like as we're talking about things, you can look at the questions on the workbook and then, you know, take notes or whatever feels good for you. But it's definitely not a requirement. I have tons of content and stuff that we're going to be diving into, so all of that will be represented there. So I'm not too stressed about it.
Yeah, I'm trying to download mine and I'm not exactly sure where it's going, like when I push download.
Who's talking? I'm sorry, I can't see.
Renee.
Oh, okay. Okay. So what's happening? You're pressing the button. Does it take you to the Dropbox website?
No, well, it says your files are on their way.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure where they're going.
Are you using your phone or are you using a desktop?
My phone.
Do you have an iPhone or Android?
iPhone.
iPhone, okay.
I had the same problem earlier, so just so you ladies know, once it does that, if you go back up to the download, there should be a little arrow that pops next to it. If you click on that, your computer will download it.
Yeah. To the right of the file name. Is that what you're saying, Alice? Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
That's about as techie as I can be, just so everybody knows.
We're coming to you with all of our computer issues now. You are a designated IT person from now on.
Right.
Okay, cool. So we're just going to wait a second. Let's see. Brooke is here. Brooke, I was going to introduce you if your camera ready. Okay, I'm going to unmute you, girl, just so we can everybody say hello. So this is Brooke. She is going to be guiding us through our energy healing after we are done with the workshop today. Brooke is a psychotherapist. She is a Reiki master. She is just an all-around magical freaking person, and I'm so excited to have her join us for this evening.
Thank you. I'm so excited.
Yes. Awesome. Thank you so much for being here, Brooke. You're amazing. Okay, so I think we're just gonna go ahead and get started. So let me get my phone off. First off, what I want everybody to do, because I feel like everyone's kind of like in their energy right now, I want you to literally like shake your hands out, shake your whole body. I'm so serious. Move that energy, that like this all the way down. Okay. I want you to like blow some air forcefully out of your mouth. We're gonna go, okay. I want you to loosen your jaw, open it all the way, go like you're screaming.
And this bitch is nuts.
Okay. Move your shoulders. Let's get everything. Good energy, a good place. Do I hear a puppy somewhere?
Yay.
Oh, who's got a puppy? I love that. I can't see the puppy, but I hear one. Okay. So I want to know, or actually let's start. I'm going to give you guys the game plan and I'm going to tell you exactly how this evening is going to go down. First off, thank you so much, each and every one of you, for being here. It means a lot to me. Thank you for supporting me. I appreciate, obviously, you know, the community. I appreciate the togetherness, and it is a privilege and an honor for me to share the things that I've learned in my journey. And I hope that you take away some really cool key points that can change your life, change your money situation. And yeah, that's the intention. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna spend an hour-ish. We'll kind of see how the vibe goes. We'll see how the energy goes. But we're going to spend about that long on our actual lesson. And I've got slides. I'm a very visual person, so I like all the things, right? I want to hear it. I want to see it. I want like the full thing. So that's what I try to bring to my sessions. And after we do that, then what we are going to do is we're going to walk through our energy healing session with Brooke. And then at the very end, we are going to announce the winner of the giveaway. And so everybody's already entered. If you are here right now, if you signed up for this course, you are entered for the giveaway. And what you're going to get, the grand prize, is a hand-selected crystal from me. You are also going to get an intuitive chakra reading from me. And then you are going to get an angel card reading from Brooke, and she is going to talk to you about your spirit guides and give you insight on how to start using your angels to really manifest and to boost your life and give you guidance and all of that. So that's super exciting. If you guys can't tell, I love giveaways. I would do a freaking giveaway every day. It is so fun to me. So let's get started. Let me get I'm going to screen share with you guys. And let me see. Okay, let's do this. Okay, can everyone see my screen?
Yeah.
Hang on, I'm about to make it bigger.
Nice.
It's loading, guys. Okay. Can everyone see that well? Does that look good on your end?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for the feedback. I do appreciate that. I don't know what you guys can see, so I always just like to check and make sure. As we go through our evening together, I want you to know that this is very much a two-way conversation. So, you know, communicate with me, ask questions. If you want me to go deeper into something, or if something that just like doesn't make sense to you, totally ask me. Like, that's what I'm here for. I will not take it as you like challenging me. Even if you're like, this sounds like bullshit, I want you to say that. Be like, that sounds like bullshit. It doesn't even sound like something that's real. And then we will get into it, okay? Because like that is how you can fully grasp things and start really applying it in your life. So let me go to the next page. So we're gonna lay some groundwork. And if this will let me click, hang on, let me move this over here. Okay, so when it comes to building wealth, when it comes to finances, these are the key points that we're going to touch on, and then we're going to elaborate as we get into the rest of the lesson. Money is a natural resource. If we think of money as something that is plentiful, just like air, just like water, just like anything else that exists naturally that we are entitled to, it's going to change our perspective on money. Being wealthy, we're just going to go through these, and then, like I said, we're going to elaborate. We're going to start breaking this down, but these are the key points. These are the fundamentals. Being wealthy is a choice. It is a decision. It's not luck. It's not necessarily circumstances. Sure, there's some people in life who have had different circumstances that made it easier, but it is absolutely a choice, a personal choice for yourself, a decision to say, this is what I want in my life. This is the kind of experience that I want to have. Money is just a tool. It's just a tool that we use. If we think of it like, you know, hundreds of years ago, maybe even thousands, I don't know, we didn't necessarily have money. We bartered, right? We used spices, we used our cattle, we used wheat, you know, whatever resources we had, that was what we used as our currency. So if we can think of money in the same context, that there's nothing special about it, it's just a tool that we use to exchange for something that we want. Right? I'm going to trade you this $100 for something that I want, and that is how we barter, and that is how we build a lifestyle and are able to accomplish things that we want in our lives. So if we think about it like that, right, what we're wanting to do is we're wanting to take money off of the pedestal, because we have a tendency, and who here can agree to this, that money comes with all sorts of loaded emotions, right? Yeah, money comes with all kinds of loaded emotions. Ooh, money, it's like the stress, it's the social status, it is opportunity, it is, you know, everything. And so when we have that much heavy emotion in money, that creates resistance. And when we have resistance, it makes it really challenging to get what we actually want. So the whole foundation of manifestation and of using magnetism to attract money and to attract wealth in your life is to drop your resistance to receiving. Hang on, you guys. I'm just going to make sure everyone's muted so we can just concentrate. Okay, I think we're good. Oh, I love seeing everyone. Okay, so that resistance, when we drop that resistance, and we're going to go more into the things that create resistance, okay? But when we drop that resistance to receiving, we can actually enjoy the flow of money in and out of our lives, okay? And that can seem really counterintuitive. How can we enjoy spending money? Right? Well, when we look at the value of whatever it is that we're purchasing, whether it is a bill, like let's say, for example, my cell phone bill, that adds value to my life. I am paying for that value. So if we can start to appreciate the money going out just as much as we do the money coming in, and the value that spending that money brings to our lives, we're going to have a different experience about spending our money. Because right now, sometimes we can start entertaining that mindset of, when I spend money, I'm losing it, right? I spend $200, that's $200 gone. And so what we're going to start doing is we're going to start embracing the mindset more of, when I spend that $200, that's actually an opportunity for me to bring more money into my life. Okay. Having more is just a frequency. It is a frequency that you can tune into, just like a radio station. There's a vibration of money, there's a vibration of wealth, and there's a vibration of having more. And when we capitalize on that vibration and we vibrate on that frequency, we become an energetic match to having more. And of course, money is a game. It is literally a game just like everything else in life. It takes strategy, it takes mindset, and it also is about having fun. And I think we forget that sometimes with money because it can become so stressful as we think about our bills, we think about our expenses. It takes the fun out of it. And when we're not having fun, guess what that creates? That creates resistance. Okay, so let's get into the actual meat of it. So before we start, and this is in your workbook, but we are going to make a pledge to ourselves. Before we go any further, we are going to make a pledge to ourselves. And so I want you to take a piece of paper and either write this down, or if you have your workbook, you can write it in your workbook. And actually in your workbook, there's also a place to sign underneath. But we're going to make a pledge to ourselves. And that pledge says, I, and then put your name. So I, Caroline, a magical, powerful, magnetic being, make an everlasting commitment to myself today. I promise myself to have more joy, to have more wealth, and to create more opportunity for pleasure in my life. I promise myself to make feeling good my top priority every day, and to take swift action on things that don't bring me expansion and love. I promise myself to lean into source energy when I need support and guidance. With divine direction, I can achieve absolutely anything. And so it is. So take a moment, make your pledge to yourself. I want you to really feel that feeling. Make that promise to yourself. And you guys just let me know whenever you're done.
I can't see it anymore. I'm sorry to
Oh,
interrupt.
that's okay. I'm so sorry. Let me go back.
Thanks.
Okay, there we go. So one of the most important things in this pledge, it says, I promise myself to make feeling good my top priority every day. Because when you feel good, feeling good is your job. That is the only thing that you have to do each and every day. If you feel good, if you feel radiant, if you feel confident, you are going to attract those same experiences into your life. So when we are talking about manifestation, I want you to imagine that we are like, our body is a boat, right? We are a boat, we are out in the ocean of life, and we are sailing around, and our thoughts and our beliefs and our feelings are the sails, right? And those sails are going to determine where we go, what direction that we're headed in. So when you feel good every single day, that is absolutely what you're going to create more of in your life. It's such a common misconception, and I really feel like it's such a cultural thing that we believe that when we have all the things that we want, then we can relax then we can enjoy, then we can allow ourselves to be expansive once we have all the things, right? And I'm sure you can think of those experiences in your own life. What is that thing that you're waiting on, right? Are you waiting until you get enough money that you can get your car fixed? Are you waiting until you get that new job or that new house? Or maybe you're even planning like in 5 years from now, when everything gets sorted out, then I'm really going to let myself enjoy life, right? But it's actually the other way around. If we have that joy first, and we're resonating on that level of abundance, and we're resonating on that level of expansion, then we are an energetic match for those experiences that we want. The feeling comes first, the things come second. The feeling comes first, the things come second, okay? So making sure that you feel good every single day is your utmost priority. And what I love so much about this is that it's putting the solution back into you. You have the solution. It is putting the trust back into your wisdom of your heart and of your body and of what you are feeling and what you are experiencing, right? And so one of the other parts of this pledge, it says, I promise myself to take swift action on things that don't bring me expansion and love, right? And so we know when we've experienced some of those things, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a job that we hate, whether it is conflict with family, it could even be, right? And so when we have those areas of our lives that make us feel powerless or make us feel trapped or just, low vibe, we can take action to change that so we can keep resonating on that high level. Okay, it looks like about everybody's done. Would you say everybody's done? Is there anyone who's not done? Okay, it looks like everybody's done. Okay, so your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions are the sails to your ship. And that is what is going to steer you in the direction that you want to go. And so absolutely everything in our life, we are an energetic match for. We have resonated on that level, and that's why we are experiencing it. And what's cool about that is that it actually gives us a lot of control. So when we are talking about money, I love this because I feel like naturally what we've learned about money is so not beneficial to what we actually want. Okay, I don't like the word wrong because I don't believe in that, but what we have naturally been taught to believe about money is not going to get us the results that we actually want in our lives. So I want to know, and you guys can either unmute yourself or you can type it in the chat box. What do you believe about money? I want you to take a second to really think about this. When you think of the word money, and this question is in your workbook, when you think of the word money, what comes to your mind immediately? Knee-jerk reaction, money.
Stress.
Stress. Yeah, Vicky says stress.
Well, that's what I was taught growing up too. So that's the environment that I grew up in.
Yeah, stress around money. Yeah, money's difficult to get. Ooh, right? So we're already making roadblocks, right? Money is difficult to get. So we're already saying it's going to be challenging. Yeah, there's never enough. You've got to hustle, right? And when you think of the word hustle, what comes to mind? It's like you've got fingers in everything, right? Like you're doing this, you're doing that, you're working your fingers to the bone, you're hustling, you're all over the place. You have to work hard to get it. I love this. We're going to get into the working hard myth, okay? Yeah. Working hard is a myth. Once we have it, we lose
exactly
it.
What I heard growing up.
I'm sorry, Vicky. Can you say that one more time, honey?
No, I didn't mean to interrupt you, sweetheart. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no, please do. Please.
I was just saying that's literally what I grew up hearing. If you do not work hard, you will not get it. You got to work your ass off to get what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk about that for a second. So what do we believe about people who work hard? You guys can shout it out if you want, or
They get what they want. I mean, like that's been like my, like I guess in like my area too. Like, I mean, if you don't work hard, you don't get it.
yeah. Yeah, so let's think a little bit more about like personality traits or like characteristics of someone who works hard. Like maybe we believe people who work hard, they're really good people, right? They work hard, they're honest people, they have integrity, they're reliable.
They're
Like what is,
successful.
Motivated.
yeah,
Money equates to your success.
yeah.
Status.
It classify you as well, you know, which kind of a level, working class or, because, yeah. So for me, it's money, it's as a joy, but I grow up as well in the way that you need to work really hard.
Yes.
And when I was working really hard, there was never enough for my boss. And I looked completely shit. I completely was knocked down. I'm sorry for the language. But
You're good.
seriously, it was never enough. And I was thinking like, I feel really bad about myself.
Yeah.
And the money is still not, it's not even enough what you're offering me. So there's a certain things like work hard and make money. I don't believe in that. I think there is other way.
Yeah, isn't that interesting though, when we actually look at the facts of it and we're like, when I work hard, it still feels like I'm barely scraping by, right? And so let's go with the other direction. What do we believe about people who don't work hard? What's the judgment that we have about people who don't work hard? Or what about people who don't work hard and they're wealthy? What do we believe about those people? There's some judgment there. What's the judgment that we have?
That they're greedy.
Ooh, they're greedy. Yes.
Title.
Yeah, I know.
You're entitled.
Yep.
Ooh, we've got some judgments here. But who wants to have to work hard? Nobody. And I love that, but this is such an interesting example of how we hold these conflicting beliefs, right? What we see is people who work hard, work their fingers to the bone, actually end up not making that much more money. But at the same time, we all hold judgments about people who don't work hard and they do make money. Okay, and so this is why we are energetically creating the experience for ourselves of not being able to release that working hard concept in our minds. Yeah, Renee says, I don't think they respect money as much. Ooh, that is so interesting. So if we're gonna, I didn't think that we were gonna get this deep into beliefs just in this part of the lecture. But okay, so I don't think they respect money as much. So what does that mean about me? That means that if I have respect for money, I've got to work hard for every single penny to show my respect, to show my appreciation. Okay? But couldn't we still have that same level of appreciation and that same level of respect, but have $10,000 coming in instead of $100 coming in? Right? We'd still respect money. If we had that 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 coming in, we'd still respect it. You guys know we would. So that's not even really a true belief. I get it. I get it where that's coming from. Yeah, they don't worry about money. It's always there for them. And so these are the thoughts and beliefs that perpetuate our relationship with money because we write the rules of how our relationship with money goes. And all the universe does is the universe just agrees with us. The universe literally just agrees with whatever we say because we write the rules. So if I say, I've got to work hard for my money, then that's what I'm going to experience. If I say, money comes to me easily and it flows into my life and I appreciate it and I'm gracious of it and I do good things with it, then that's what I'm going to experience. And so let me go to the next slide because I've got a whole big list for us of all of these different beliefs. So we're going to go through each one really quickly. So, okay. The subconscious mind rules your income and it also rules the way that you experience it, right? Your subconscious mind writes the rules for how you experience money. So these are the common beliefs that we have. Money is stressful. Money is hard to make. I'll never be rich, right? Because I just want you to think, what do we think about rich people? Do we have any judgments there that are laying in our mind, right? What are our judgments about rich people? They're snobby, they're two-faced, they're corrupt, okay? They're evil, we have all different kinds of things that we believe about rich people. Maybe another one, and these are all limiting beliefs, by the way, you guys, I just want to point that out. These are limiting beliefs. My job is the only way I can make money. Okay, sometimes we get that set in our head when we're just used to having paycheck after paycheck after paycheck, that this is my paycheck I get every week or every other week, and that's it. And so energetically, we close the door to money coming in from other sources. Because at the end of the day, you guys, I don't think we care, do we? We don't care how we get it. If it comes by the lottery, if it comes by someone giving it to us, some stranger on the street is like, hey, I like your face, here's $20,000. We'd still enjoy it, right? Every time I make money, something comes up. Okay, we're getting stuck in that scarcity mindset of every time I make money, I'm destined to lose it. Money has to be earned. It can't just be given to me. Materialistic people are shallow. I'm afraid to have money because what if I lose it? Do you notice that most of these are related to fear? Most of these thoughts are related to fear. And we're going to talk about the 3 concepts that keep us stuck in this place. And let me jump ahead. Okay, so when we say that we want wealth, when we say that we have something in our mind, and I want you guys to bring this to your mind right now. What is it that you want more than anything? Okay, you can close your eyes, whatever feels good to you. I want you to bring that to your mind. What do you want more than anything in your life? Do you want wealth? Do you want a different lifestyle? I want you to see yourself there. Where are you? Are you driving in your sports car? Driving on Pacific Coast Highway by the beach? It's beautiful. There's birds. You've got the music up, maybe windows down. Okay, maybe you're at a fancy restaurant. Maybe you're home and you're sitting in your big, beautiful living room. It's gorgeous. There's fresh flowers. Okay. What else? What else about that life? What does the kitchen look like? What do you look like? Maybe look at yourself for a moment. What do you see? How is your hair? How does your skin look? How do your nails look? Are you smiling? Are you radiant? Do you have that confident look in your eyes as you're like, yeah, this is my life. I've done this. This is mine. Okay. I want you to get clear on that vision, because that is your highest vision. That is it right there. That is the life. And right now in this moment, I want you to notice how it makes you feel. How do you feel in your body thinking of it? Where do you feel it? Do you feel it in your heart? Do you feel it kind of over your shoulders, in your back, in your head? Where do you feel that joy? And I want you to really anchor in that feeling for a moment. And this feeling right here that you're experiencing, that is the energy of manifestation. That is the energy. That is you being an energetic match for the things that you want in your life. And the longer that you hold that energy, the more rapid the manifestation becomes, the quicker that the universe will bring it to you. It is that simple to take yourself there visually, to take yourself there emotionally. And you are an energetic match for those things. And so if you want to open your eyes for a moment, I know some of you got kind of into a meditative state. I love that. So what you just did is you created momentum. You created momentum around your vision, around your highest desires. And that is all it takes to manifest, is exactly what you did right there. You shifted your energy. So I want to know, where did you guys feel it and how did it feel? You can unmute or you can type it in the chat, whatever feels good to you.
I felt it in my heart. I felt it right here.
Yeah.
And it just felt like this giddy excitement, like I wanted to get up and dance, and just, it felt really, really good.
I love that. Yeah. And that's so would you say, really quick, Monica, would you say that that was an expansive feeling or a contractive feeling?
Definitely expansive. Yeah.
Yeah, expansive, right? And that is your magnetism. That is literally the energy in your body that is going out into the universe, and it's finding the energetic match for that feeling, and it's bringing it back to you. I love that. So who else? I see some people typing in the chat, so I'm going to open that up. Woo! Okay.
So I know it sounds a little cliche, but in my face, just like the biggest smile.
Yes. Yeah, in peace and calm, right? Just having that security, having that stability, all of that.
All I could think was the freedom.
The freedom. I love that. And that word freedom, I think that brings such an emotional response from everybody, because we feel that feeling. We feel that weight lift. As we say the word freedom, yeah, I mean, we're just like flying through the sky, right? Like we're free. We feel it. We feel it. Ooh, I love that. Heart and shivers through the body. My heart. Yeah, so cool. I'm reading everyone's comments in the chat. I felt so much happiness. I love how you guys, first off, I love you. Y'all are my people. You're talking about chakras, sacral calmness. I love that. Thank you, Julie. Astral projection. Yes, I loved it. Inner knowing, my heart. Yes. So now that we've anchored in what it feels like to manifest what we want, I want us to go back to the last page for a second. Just for a second. We aren't going to stay here long. So let's go back to money is stressful. Ugh. Where do you guys feel that? And how does that feel? Doesn't feel good. Right? Feels very different than what we just experienced. Yeah, exactly, Vicky. Yeah. Yeah, throat constricting. That is so interesting, Corey. Yeah, so the throat is a lot about our personal power and our personal expression. And so if money or stress around money makes you feel powerless, that's absolutely going to show up in your throat chakra. So Alice says, my shoulders get tense. Ooh, that stress response already. And you know, when we get tension in the body, this is something that we call body armoring. And we do this as a defense mechanism, okay? If we're gonna be attacked, we want our body to be tight and tense and ready, okay? And so when we get that immediate emotional response, that's incredibly powerful, because that is actually, when we feel it physically, that is an emotion going from the non-physical world into the physical world. That is the bodily manifestation of that feeling. Okay, Christina says, I feel the freedom and I feel it tension in my pelvic place. Yeah, so that would be root chakra is what that sounds like, or sacral chakra, probably a mixture of both. That is so deep. Okay, so we can obviously see that these beliefs that we've been holding around money are not an energetic match for the life that we actually want, right? We can all agree on that. These old beliefs around money, these non-working mindsets, that's what we're going to call it, is non-working mindsets around money, is not an energetic match for the things that we actually want in our lives. So let's move forward. Oh, hold on. We're going to go back because so momentum is having an idea. This is a quote by Abraham Hicks, and this is one of my favorite quotes in the whole world. Momentum is having an idea and not contradicting it. So when we go back to our vision, I want to create kind of a high vibe. Now that we went to that icky place, let's go back to our vision for a minute. So we are there in our ideal life. It feels good. It feels exciting. It feels expansive. Okay. And the longer that we hold that energy and we hold that thought that life is good, life is meant to be enjoyed, we're going to keep that momentum. But the second that we start experiencing fear, stress, frustration, or lack around money, we are causing an energetic interruption in that momentum. And so it doesn't mean that it's going to stop your manifestation completely. I want you to think of it like this. We're back in the boat, okay? We're back in the boat of life, and we've got our thoughts and our beliefs that are the sails, okay? And so the second, here's the sails right here. The second we start having that negative self-talk, that fear, those limiting beliefs, that wanting to hoard our money, and we have fear around losing our money, all of those things, those are negative. Those are not aligned with our highest vision, our highest value. And so it literally, instantaneously, the moment that you have a fearful thought, it's going to turn the sails this way. Okay, so now we're turned this way and we're headed in that direction. And then maybe we do some meditation and we do some grounding and we do some self-talk and we bring ourselves back into alignment and we remind ourselves of the blessings that we have. Then our sails are going to redirect. Okay, so what that means is that by having negative thoughts, you're not going to derail the positive things in your life, but it's going to take you a lot longer to get there. Okay? If we're a boat in the water and we keep going to the left and then we keep going to the right and then we keep going to the left, it's going to take us 1,000,000 years to get to our destination instead of just going straight there, right? Okay. So these are some different mindsets that we can adapt that are going to be helpful when it comes to manifesting money. And you guys can look at these. I wanted to really just include these for you. I'm going to send out this slideshow afterwards. So when you're doing your workbook, you can go through these and use them as affirmations and use them as a guide for writing your new story. And so these are some healthy ways of thinking about money. So for example, I enjoy making and spending money, right? Not just making money, but spending money also. Money is a limitless resource. It is completely limitless. I love this one. There's no way I can fuck it up. There's no way I can fuck it up. There's nothing that I can do that is going to make it disastrous, okay? And so even, I know there's someone who's on the other side of this probably thinking, yeah, well, she doesn't know about my $80,000 worth of debt, okay? I fucked it up. She says I can't fuck it up, I did, okay? But I want you to know that even with debt, and we're gonna get into this, even with debt is, and this is Amanda Francis. If you guys aren't familiar with Amanda Francis, I love her. But debt is just something that we choose to pay over time. Okay, once we take the judgment and fear out of debt, it is just something that we choose to pay over time. So what I want to know is what are you guys experiencing right now in your lives financially? What are you wanting more of? What are you experiencing? What are you wanting more of? Okay, let's see. Why isn't it letting me open the chat? Here we go. Yeah, I want more freedom. Fear around having money and losing it, or it getting taken away. Yeah. Okay, so more residual income. I want more freedom. Wanting more income so I can have freedom and getting into flow state. I love that. I just want to be free of my job and invest full time and build an online business that I'm free in. I love that. More freedom, access to more resources so I can have more time. I love that. So I love that you guys are all very clear on what you're wanting to experience. That's important. And so one of the biggest ways that we self-sabotage our endeavors with money is the language that we use around it. Which brings us to our next slide. Okay, so, and you guys have a copy of this in your workbook, and I love this because sometimes we are such on autopilot, right? Remember, our thoughts, our language, and our beliefs in our heart is what steers the ship, but they're also constantly giving feedback to each other, right? So our thoughts is what creates our beliefs, and our beliefs is what creates our language in the things that we say out loud. Did someone unmute themselves? Okay, I just didn't know if someone wanted to say something. I want to be paid my worth. I love that, Corey. Okay, so when we look at the language that we use, it actually subconsciously reveals what we actually believe about money and what's possible for us with money. Okay, so instead of, for example, saying, I can't afford it, right? How does that feel? Does that feel like the vision that we just created? Does that feel expansive? No, it doesn't at all. And so what if we were to say something else instead of that, and we said, like, I'm choosing to allocate my money elsewhere right now? That feels much more empowering, doesn't it? It has a different energy altogether. Or instead of, I'm bad with money, I'm learning how to have a more aligned life with money. Okay, and one of my, this is one that I hear all the time. And I think we use this as a way to, just to really reflect how we're feeling, but I am drowning in debt. How many times have you heard people say, I am drowning in debt? And that paints such a strong image of where we are energetically with money. But instead of I am drowning in debt, I'm experiencing stress over something that I've chosen to pay over time. Okay? Because sometimes it's important to really honor our actual feelings. Okay, so when we pay attention to the language that we use, we can really create more abundance in our lives, and we can create that magnetism. Yeah, so Alice says, and I love this, because I think this is the mindset of a lot of people. If I save my money, right, I'm saving for an emergency. I'm saving for if something bad happens. We are actually energetically inviting a disaster or something bad to happen into our lives, right? We've already made the decision that something bad is going to happen. It's going to take all of my money away. And I already know that because I'm saving for that day. Right? I have created that. I have been an energetic match for that because that is something that I have decided for myself. I am saving for an emergency. And so let's talk about saving for a minute, because I think that this is such an important concept. So when we save money and we're stockpiling money, okay, think about this. And I know this is something that like my grandma has told me when I was younger. She's like, even if you can put $50 away, save your money. Well, what does that make us feel like? We're like little squirrels putting nuts over in our nest, and you know, we're saving up for winter when the harsh winter comes in, and so we have something to eat, right? We are creating that stress and we are creating that struggle around money. When we save our money, what we are actually doing, and don't get me wrong, you guys, yes, I think it's important to build your wealth. I think it's important to grow that wealth and to have more money. But part of that is creating more cash flow. We want more cash to come in so we can spend more money, so we can have a heightened lifestyle instead of just saving money to stockpile it, to never spend it, right? Because that is actually going to cause interruption in the flow of money in your life. And so this leads us into who feels bad or who feels guilty around spending money. Yeah, do some people? For sure. Yeah, we feel guilty around spending money. Yeah, that's so intense. And so, yeah, Nishaya says sometimes not wanting to check my account balance, right? There's all kinds of fear that we have around money. Yeah, so interesting. Okay, so there's two things. When we start experiencing fear around spending, we can do two things. Either we change the thing, or we change our energy around it. Okay, so yeah, fear I won't have enough for essentials, or obsessively checking it. That's so interesting. Yeah. So, and that's exactly what that experience is like, because we become obsessive. We become obsessive with money instead of being loose and being free and having fun with it and allowing that flow to come in and also allowing it to go out. Okay. So, back to the two things. So when we start experiencing guilt or fear around spending money, we have two choices. We can either change the thing, change what we're buying, right? If it doesn't feel aligned, then don't buy it. If it's something that you're like, I don't know, like that doesn't feel good to me to spend it, then don't do it. Or we change the energy around it. And so what we can do is we can start looking at what is the actual thing. You guys, I'm going to take this screen down. I'm going to come back and just be full screen for a minute, if you guys don't mind. Okay. So we can change our energy around it. And so if we look at, let's say, I am wanting to buy a car, okay? And maybe I was kind of in a situation where I had to buy a car. Maybe my other car broke down. And now I'm like in this situation where I have to buy a car and I'm kind of feeling about it, okay? If I spend that money anyways, even though I'm feeling and I'm feeling like I'm losing that money, right? I'm seeing the money drain out of my account. What I'm actually doing is I'm concreting myself in that belief that I'm not going to have that money returned to me. And I'm also intensifying the manifestation of loss in my life. Okay, because that is the energy that I am aligned with. I'm being aligned with loss at the time that I am buying that car when I'm feeling not fully aligned with buying it. Okay, so how do we take a situation like that and actually turn it into something where we can manifest more money? We can change the energy around it and turn it into a want to. Okay, and sometimes this is going to be you having to look into your inner world and say, what am I afraid of right now? By spending this money, what is my fear? And it doesn't have to be a car. It can be something smaller. It can even be like buying groceries. Maybe you go on a large grocery shopping trip and you're feeling kind of guilty about that. Okay. And so when we look at what fear is coming up for me in this moment right now around spending this money, am I afraid I'm not going to have money for other necessities? Am I afraid that I am going to never get it back? I'm not going to be paid back? And if we can ground ourselves and start changing our thoughts and energy around making that purchase, that is actually a really great opportunity to start attracting more wealth into our lives. Okay, so hang on, I'm just gonna check the chat. So those were the two things. We either change the thing and we don't buy it, or we change our energy around it and we actually let ourselves have joy with it. And that's part of the issue too, is that we have created such a block in our lives around receiving joy and being able to have joy and do things that feel good to us, right? And so we're like, oh, I'm buying this thing. It could be exciting. And then we have the self-sabotage that wants to come in and says, no, 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 you can't enjoy buying this thing. So I'm going to inject some fear into it and I'm going to make this a scary situation for you, right? And that is the ego that is wanting to keep us into our comfort zone. Okay, and we're actually going to get into that right now. Let's jump in. So in all of our lives, can you guys see me? Is the video okay? Okay, it was kind of laggy on my side for a second. So we have two things in our life, and this dictates everything. And if you've been through the Divine Babe transformation, you probably know what I'm about to say. But we have our upper limits and we have our lower limits. And our upper limits and our lower limits absolutely dictate everything in our lives, from our relationship with money to our relationship with each other, to our happiness. And so our upper limits up here, this is how much I think I can have, how much I possibly think I can have. And this is the logical mind speaking, okay? How much we think we can have. And so I want you to think right now about your income this month. How much do you think that you can possibly make this month? Logically. I want you to use your logical brain, because that's the fear brain. And so that's the brain that we want to change. Yeah, Corey says 1,200. That's okay, girl. No unhappy faces. No unhappy faces. That is wealth and that is abundance coming into your life. Okay, and when we appreciate what we have, right? That's one of the things that we know. When we appreciate what we have, the universe is going to give us more. But if we look at the money that we currently have and we're unhappy with it and we want more, what we're actually bringing attention to is the lack, right? We are bringing attention to that scarcity mindset. Yeah, I love it. You guys are all answering. So I want you to write that down on a piece of paper. How much do you possibly think that you can make this month? And that is your upper limit. Okay? And so what happens is, Corey, were you going to ask a question, honey?
Oh no, I'm sorry. I hit unmute. My bad.
Oh, it's okay.
My bad.
It's okay.
Sorry about that.
I just didn't want to ignore you if you wanted something. So what happens is we have this number in our minds, right? That is as much as I can possibly have this month. And so once we see ourselves getting to that threshold and we're actually about to surpass that, the ego says, whoa, whoa, whoa. No way, no way, no how. And we start to self-sabotage. And we will do something, even if we don't really realize it. It's subconscious, right? It's subconscious behaviors. So maybe we're about to go beyond that upper level even more. And so instead of doing that, the ego comes in and it wants to take us down a few notches because that's where we're comfortable, right? We've gotten comfortable underneath this upper limit. And so the ego will do something like create an expense, right? Oh, you were going to go above that. Now I'm going to create something that you have to pay for. Okay. Or maybe that would be like not showing up for your business, right? Not posting, not doing your lives, not engaging with people, not returning messages. Okay. Creating that little bit of resistance to you actually surpassing that upper level limit. And it goes for happiness It goes for relationships. So I want you to think about your happiness for a moment. Let's go down that path real quick. So how long do you think in your mind that you could maintain your happiness? Okay, no little dips, no nothing. I just want you to be blissfully freaking happy constantly. How long do you think? A few minutes. I love that. And you're probably right. You're probably very true about that. An hour. Yeah, that's our upper limit with happiness. And so what you guys will notice, and I want you to think about this as you go forward. Renee says, depends if my husband is home. I love that so much. 1 week. That's great. Okay. So what happens? Let's use happiness as an example. So we've been happy for way longer than we're usually happy for. Way longer. Okay. So what do we end up doing? Right? We're like, I've been happy for way too long. What's going on here? God, isn't there something I should be stressed about? Is there something I'm forgetting? Isn't there something? And then maybe we can't come up with something, right? And so then maybe we kind of start throwing some attitude to our partner, or we start, you know what I mean? We start doing these little things to create a little texture in our lives, right? Because things have just been too damn smooth for too long. And so we start doing something to throw a little texture in there, because that's what we're used to. We're used to a little bit of the drama, a little bit of the chaos. And that's how we know that we're in our own lives, right? That's our comfort zone. That's our box. I love that. So yes, this absolutely applies to everything, not just money. It applies to happiness. It applies to relationships. You can even think of it like this. I bet we all have a laundry upper limit. Okay. How much laundry will you allow yourself to accumulate before you do the laundry? You know, there's a limit there. Like all of a sudden, once you start getting past that upper limit of your laundry, you're like, oh, hell no, I got to do something about this laundry, like immediately, right? That is the threshold that kicks you into action, okay? It changes things. So let's talk about the opposite. Let's talk about our lower limit, because this is important if we're going to be creating more wealth in our lives. We've got to be aware of what our limitations are. And okay, hang on. I've got another thought going on. We're going to put that thought in the back for just a second. So let's talk about our lower limit. So the lower limit is the opposite. This is how little we'll allow in our lives. Okay, and I know I've shared with you guys before that my lower limit for a long time used to be in the negatives. Used to be in the negatives. Not that I was comfortable like that, but there was something in me that was an energetic match for that. And I said, that's still allowable. Right? That's still allowable to be in the negatives. Yeah, just a little texture in our lives. I love that. So I want you to think about this month. Just like we picked an upper limit for the month, I want you to think of, what is your lower limit this month? What is the least amount that you can imagine yourself making? And you guys, you don't necessarily need to type this in the chat box. I want you to just think about it, okay? I notice people, okay, yeah, Corey says 0. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I feel that. That was absolutely my lower limit at one time. Not that it was comfortable, not that I consciously desired it, but subconsciously was where those beliefs were giving that pattern in my life power. Okay. Yeah, I love that. Thank you, Corey, for participating. Corey says, so I'm answering these questions as it has been pertaining to my life in real time. That's important. I'm glad that you're participating like that. So if we are wanting to create more wealth in our lives, what do we need to do with our limits? If my lower limit is down here at 0, okay, and my upper limit is up here at 5,000-6,000 or whatever it is, okay, what do we need to do? We need to raise both of those limits. So what we start saying is, instead of, yeah, I guess, it might go down to 0. I don't know. I hope not, but it might. I want you to say, I'm not even available for that anymore. I'm not available for that in my life anymore. Yeah, what I have right now, 1,000. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So I want you to say, that's not my normal anymore. I am creating a new normal in my life. In my new minimum amount that I will allow into my life, minimum, this is my minimum requirement. My minimum monthly requirement is X amount of dollars. And I want you guys to write that down. My minimum requirement for this month is X amount of dollars. And then I want you to change your new upper limit. And you're going to give yourself a new upper limit that excites you, that scares you a little. Okay, so write that new upper level. What is the new most amount of money that you can imagine making this month? Or maybe we're planning for next month. I know it's the end of August, but we're just going to say for the next month, okay? I know we only have a few days left. No pressure, okay, you guys? I'm not going to say, all right, that's it. That's it, Monica. That's it, Christina. You guys said you were going to come up with $20,000. You've got 3 days now. Okay? And so what we start doing, okay, hang on. So Renee just said, that's what I get scared about. My lower limit used to be in the negatives and we've started making more. So now I can't even imagine going back to that. Yes. Okay. We're going to talk about that. Actually, that's the perfect segue into where we were headed. So what stands in our way of just freely changing our upper and lower limits? Because to the universe, right? The universe is massive. The universe is infinite. The universe doesn't care about $10,000. That's nothing to the universe. The universe is like, I made these freaking massive mountains all over the world and these rushing rivers that are so powerful with so much energy. $10,000 is literally pieces of paper. It's nothing to bring that into your life. Subconscious limiting beliefs and worthiness. Worthiness is the underlying energy that either brings things into our life or it repels things out of our lives. Okay, so that worthiness factor, if we internally feel unworthy of actually allowing that kind of money into our lives, we're going to do things, right? Because that is that ego. That is that ego that says, whoa, 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 I've almost reached that upper limit. I better do something to bring it back down to where I'm comfortable. Okay? That is that ego talking, bringing us back down from the upper limit, bringing us back down into our comfort zone of stress, bringing us back down into our comfort zone of frustration with money or feeling lack. Okay, so how do we start changing that? How do we start changing our worthiness? Well, the first step is, of course, mindfulness and being aware of what your limits are, being aware of what your self-destructive patterns are. So, yeah, download new messages to our consciousness. I love that. Asking for guidance from your spirit guides, asking them to help heal you, doing energy healing, things like that can help remove these old patterns. Those are really great tools. Change the idea that asking for more is selfish. Absolutely. Starting to change some of these money beliefs. I love that. So the very first step is to observe ourselves. If we can observe ourselves neutrally and take the judgment out of it, right? Because what do we think? When our account goes, when we start hitting that lower limit, right? The lower limit, the least amount that we can imagine ourselves making, whoo, all kinds of judgment comes out. Then we're saying, oh, look at you. You're in this situation again. How did you do this? So frustrating. We're beating ourselves up. We start comparing ourselves to other people. We're saying, well, they don't do that and they don't have this issue, right? Or I'm running my business. I bet people think that, you know, I'm an imposter because I'm having all these financial issues. How can I show up with confidence? How can I show up with the person that I want to be when I have all of these things going on in my personal life, right? Those are all the self-sabotage talking. So what we can start doing is, step one is mindfulness, being aware of our lower and upper limits, being aware of what happens when we start self-sabotaging, and knowing our patterns of self-sabotage. So does anyone want to volunteer? How do you self-sabotage when it comes to money?
Well, I definitely self-sabotage. So, like, when I make money, my paycheck, I automatically think it's going to be gone that day.
Yeah. So, okay, let's get into that. I love this. So, say that one more time for me.
So like payday comes around and I know I'm going to be broke. It's like
Yeah.
automatically I know it's like, okay, I'm not going to have any money left after today. So
Yeah. And so, okay, so that's the self-sabotage, is because you're starting to have a negative outlook because you're feeling like once you have money, it's gone. Is that correct?
yes.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So, okay.
Go ahead.
So the self-sabotage there is that we have already created an expectation that it's going to be gone. Okay. And so what we can do instead to start changing that is looking at the value of where that money is going. And if we don't feel like that is going somewhere valuable, then we need to change the things and we need to align ourselves with something new. Okay. And so that comes with looking at yourself and fully embodying that you are worthy of more. You are worthy of either a different job, you are worthy of having income come in through different places. Does that make sense? Sorry, I don't know if you can hear me, Vicky.
Yeah. Sorry, I was reading the chat too. I'm so sorry. I was reading the chat as you were talking as well. So
Oh,
sorry.
no, it's okay. I was just like,
it is all making sense. Yes.
can y'all hear me? Yeah.
We can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you, honey. I'm sorry.
It's okay. No, but that's absolutely it. So, okay, so we find ourselves in this situation where every single payday we're getting paid and our money's gone. And so it becomes something that's not exciting to us anymore. Okay, that excitement, remember what we talked about momentum when we created our vision in the very beginning? That excitement is what keeps us going. It's what keeps us moving forward. Okay, so when we find ourselves in that situation where our money is gone every single Friday, we have to look at what is going on inside of me that I'm feeling like I'm not worthy of more, or I'm not worthy of a different experience.
I just feel I don't deserve it, really. So that's a bit, if I get it, I feel like, oh, I don't deserve it. But I worked really hard to get it. It's my
Yeah.
skill. So,
Yeah. So let's dig into that. So what do you think that guilt is about having?
I just feel like because the man I was dating, they don't really have it. And I feel sorry. I just feel like maybe I don't deserve it because the men always need to make more, but I am the one who make it. So
Yeah.
feeling good, but there's the sabotage from the males as well. Like, okay, you shouldn't really have it. And I heard this. I just get rid of the negative stuff. I don't have anybody now to bother. But so this is kind of like, I just feel like, oh, I don't deserve it. Maybe I should share it. But I want to have it for myself and for my girl. We're spending it all up. So it's all good. So,
that's so interesting. And because I think that that's such a beautiful example. There is something called the fear of outshining. And that sounds like exactly what you're experiencing. You realize that in this situation, you are the breadwinner. And there is some belief that you're holding about women who are the breadwinner or not wanting to emasculate the man. And so we're thinking, let me make myself smaller by feeling like I don't deserve this, so I don't emasculate him, Would you say that's correct?
That is correct. Yeah, I think it's correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
I still believe like if I don't have the negativity, the males, I can still make more just because they judge in and just to go a different direction. So yeah, this is actually a great point. Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's great. And so then we can even go dig a little bit deeper and we can look at, okay, so if he has an issue with me making money, what is actually happening inside of me that I'm attracting someone who is going to try to suppress my greatness and who is going to try to make me smaller, right? And yeah, so that is so fascinating. So I hope that that helps you kind of break through that cycle a little bit, right? What is stopping you from fully standing in your power financially, from claiming it and earning it and loving it and fully having joy in that? And so I would say that this is also kind of like fear of outshining and also people pleasing, right? Like we don't want to upset him. We don't want to make him uncomfortable. And so let me kind of just like downplay this and have this like interesting guilt around my money. But you are not responsible for anybody else's thoughts, feelings, or actions, right? How they choose to internalize it is completely up to them, right? So if you made $1 million and he took offense to it, it has literally absolutely nothing to do with you and everything to do with his own insecurity and being able to provide or not provide, right?
That's what my daughter said, actually.
Yeah.
He doesn't feel good. You don't need this.
Yeah.
So,
and you're taking on some of that energy. And so I think that you'll feel a lot better releasing that energy. Or have you guys had a conversation about it?
With him, yes, I did. And he was kind of saying, then you can give something to me. And I feel like there is certain ways where I fed you already for 3 years. How long I'm going to do it? I don't feel any sexiness in the little things, like, you know, I mean, I like somebody who is as well able to feed me instead of spending all my money.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. So I even feel like maybe there's some resentment there that could be blocking you from making more, because you're feeling like my money is going to this place and I'm not really able to enjoy it. And so I need to just stifle this because I'm wanting to hang on to the relationship.
Yeah, well, actually for me it was my daughter, she's 11, and she is the one who actually telling me, open your eyes, mother, you don't need this, it's taking you down. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, you know that you want to buy a Mini Cooper, but he's telling you you don't know how to drive. How does he know? You drive before. So you should not listen to him and just buy the Mini Cooper. So
I agree with your daughter. Yes, go buy that Mini Cooper. That's right.
Even though when I was actually working and I said, I'm so tired, honey, you know, you need to go to sleep. And she said, if it's a work like that, sorry, mother, to say this, but you need to tell your boss the F word. If I have to work my life like that, I don't want to work ever. Yes. I'm sorry, you're tired and really, really. And I said, well, they make me redundant. She said, let's celebrate the life. So it's sweet.
I love that she is seriously, I bet she's just like a little star seed, because it sounds like she is so wise beyond her years. That is absolutely magical.
She observes.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Thanks.
That's amazing. That's so cool. Okay, let me look at the chat real quick. Okay. So, right, because I had asked the question, how are we self-sabotaging? Not working on my business, not actively investing, not allowing myself to keep money in my account. Yeah, absolutely. Spending unnecessarily for sure. Okay, I was the biggest like retail therapy queen. Okay, I truly was. I would get stressed out. I would go shopping, but I would spend money that I needed to pay my necessities with. So then I would end up in a bad situation and I'd be all stressed out and all these things. And this was my cycle, right? Because truly what was happening in my life is I didn't feel worthy of stability. I didn't feel worthy of having a foundation, of having financial safety safety in my life. And so I was acting like it was my freaking duty to create all of this madness and to create all of this chaos. And that's partially because I had had a lot of chaos in my life. And so I was recreating what felt most comfortable to me. Interesting. Okay, so Monica just said, wait, hold on, let me read Christy's comment. She says, my limiting beliefs are hurting about me, feeling like I'm always living paycheck to paycheck, then comparing myself when I see friends online and feeling guilty for every mistake I've made along the way. Also limiting belief that I don't have time working full time and being a mom to make the money I dream of making. Okay, so here's the thing. This always, always, always comes back down to worthiness. Always comes back down to worthiness. If I feel, so for example, Christy, you said here, you have a limiting belief that you feel like you don't have time working full time and being a mom to making the money. Okay, right? So what I'm hearing there is that you're generally feeling unsupported. You're feeling unsupported in your life. And we need that support in order for us to be able to expand and in order for us to be able to build wealth. Okay, so when we feel unsupported, this can even tie back to being worthy of support, right? How many people here have a hard time letting people give to them, right? Help them out, assist them, pour into you, give you hugs, give you kisses, tell you you're amazing. Yeah, that support, that is a worthiness. If I feel worthy of support and I feel worthy enough to allow people in, that I feel confident in who I am, right? I deserve to be pampered. I deserve to have wealth in my life. I deserve to not be stressed out about money. This is all comes back to worthiness. When we feel worthy enough in who we are and what we're doing and what value that we're bringing to the world, and we know that we need to be more than compensated for it, right? We will have the people that support us. We will have more of the time because we'll be able to bring people in to help us because we feel worthy in what we're doing. We know that what we're doing brings value, right? We'll quit trying to do everything on our own. We will allow that help. We will allow ourselves to build that team. And it all comes back to that worthiness. Okay, Corey says, my friend the other day legit bought me a massage and she said, would you just show up where and when I tell you to and not be a bitch about it? I didn't feel worthy. Yes. This is so powerful. And I also feel like this is a perfect segue to start our healing session. Because that deep unworthiness that we hold for financial wealth, for opportunity, for prosperous relationships, abundant relationships, all of that energy lies in our body. And so if you've been through trauma or been through things in your past that told you you were not worthy, or things that you learned over time, that experiences that you had been through that made you feel not worthy, that is all energy being stored in the body. So as we start to change our perspectives around money, that money is a natural resource, money is limitless. This is literally, imagine like a cash river flowing by you at all times. And it is up to you to decide that you are worthy to step into that cash river, okay? You're right on the edge. You can jump in whenever you want, but you just have to get that courage up enough to say, I deserve it. I deserve to have a life of ease. I deserve to have a life where I feel pampered, where I feel relaxed, where I know that all of my bills are paid, that I have more than enough, okay? And so, yeah, money is just paper with energy attached to it, absolutely. And we're the ones who put that energy there. Our money life is just a reflection of how we feel about ourselves. Always, always, always. And so what I want you to do, we're going to go over a few ways to change this money vibe real quick, and then we're going to go into our meditation. So one trick that I use, and I love this one, is whenever you are having a fear or an anxiety come up around money, right? Because here's our vision. We have our vision, and we have our sails that are our thoughts and beliefs, and they're either guiding us towards the vision or they're guiding us in another direction, right? And so as soon as we have that negative thought that starts steering us somewhere we don't want to be, we can shift, okay? But the first thing is we have to have that awareness. So we become aware, okay, I'm being negative right now, what's going on? I'm having these self-limiting beliefs come up, what's going on? So what we can do is we can look at that and what we're telling ourselves. Let me think of an example. So maybe I'm having a negative thought come up, like, I'm afraid that, I'm afraid that I'm never going to make enough money. Okay, maybe that's the fear. I'm afraid that I'm never going to make enough. How can we turn that into a positive? I know you guys are looking at me like, what the hell? How is she going to turn this like terrible negative thing into a positive? What I want you to do is I want you to look at the core of your intention. Your intention is that you really want it. Your intention is that you really want it. And so I want you to start to observe and say, that must be really important to me. That is one of my values, is that I want to have an elevated lifestyle. I want to have more in my life, and that is really important to me. Can you guys hold on one second? My 6-year-old is literally standing right behind my computer right now. Honey, what do you need? Can you please shut the door? I swear. He literally, he didn't say a word, and he scooted out on his knees all the way out of the room. I was like, and he never wants to come in here unless I'm doing a live. Every time, guaranteed. This will not be the last time, I promise you guys. I know, he's so funny. Okay, so if we can look at our true intention, the true intention is that this is a deep desire of mine. This is something that I really want in my life and that I'm going to find fulfilling. That's something really positive. I have really big goals. That's amazing that I'm setting these goals for myself like that. Okay, if we can psych ourselves out and start shifting that energy and turning it into a positive, like I'll give you another example. And I love this example because this is such like from my life, okay? I'm driving to work. I'm late, okay? This is back when I had my 9 to 5. I'm driving to work. I'm running late. I'm having an anxiety attack because I'm running late. And I'm like, ugh, I'm like cussing at everybody on the road, right? I'm like, come on, you know, nice blinker, right? I'm talking to all the people and I'm like, go, why are you going so slow? You know, the whole thing. And so I feel that anxiety and I'm like, okay, this is not good. This is not manifesting the life that I want. This is like, feels like shit inside of me, okay? So I shift it into a positive. What is the core of the issue? The core is that I want to be on time to work. Why do I want to be on time to work? Well, because I want the people that I work with to know that I'm reliable. I want to be there when the meeting starts. I want to make sure I get all the information and that I'm not missing anything. Okay, so when we think about it like that, that's actually a really good quality to have. That's a really amazing thing to have, characteristic to have, is it not? Right? So if we can shift that energy and start using it to complement ourselves. And do you guys have any like examples of things in your life like that? Like negative thoughts that you have, negative stressful experiences that you have that are recurring? Throw them out there. Anything?
I can say again, me, that I was married for 10 years and my ex-husband was very abusive. And every time he was telling me, when you go for interview, they're not gonna get you. Yeah, you're not gonna get the job. And it was just happening like this all the time. The thoughts, but they said, okay, we're happy with your work, it's great. But then I was start working and it was the mind was coming up all the time. I was hearing the words, oh, they're gonna suck you now. And it was always happening. And I said, well, this is just so bizarre, because it's really what he's saying is the truth. And he was always laughing, and he said, well, I told you so. And then one time I just tell him to move out. 1 year he left, and by sudden I just been given so many opportunities around it. And then I was meditating and, you know, just getting all these negativity things away from my body. So it's really, really important how we feel, because it's something which kind of stuck in your mind, and it just doesn't do you any good. It's just killing you, really. You know?
Yeah. So, like, even something like that, we can actually even turn that into a positive. Okay. And like, you gave me a challenging one, so I appreciate that. Okay. As a survivor of abuse, I can definitely relate to that situation as well. So how can we turn that into a positive? Okay. So we look at the situation and we say, you know what, that really bothered me and that really hurt my feelings, because I know that that's not truly who I am. Right? That's not truly who I am, and that's why it hurt. I actually have values that say otherwise. I actually experience myself in a different way, right? And that is the positive, is that I have that connectivity to myself. And you know, then when we get out of that situation, is we have to choose not to suffer anymore. We have to choose that we're worthy of more, and then step out of that situation. But there's truly any kind of emotion out there that we go through that we can shift that negative and actually make it an acknowledgement about ourselves, right? I'm so deeply in tune with who I am that I know that that's not true, and that that's why this is hurting me. But yeah, thank you for sharing that with me, Christina, with us. Okay, let's see. Renee says, when my husband spends money on things that aren't necessary, when we have more important things to pay for, so I'm stressed about bills not being paid. Okay, this is actually a relatively easy one. So, Renee, you're wanting to get the bills paid, okay? That is responsible. You are wanting to make sure that you guys are taken care of. That is a really wonderful quality to have, okay? There you go, bingo. You're wanting to get the bills paid. You're wanting to make sure that you guys have everything you need. You're thinking about you and the whole family. You know, now when it comes to your husband, we could even make his experience a positive one too. He is making sure that he has joy in his life by doing things that bring joy to his life. I know you love him. You're so funny. But yes, so if we start loosening up those negatives and we allow ourselves to shift, and part of that is that we have to truly allow ourselves to shift. Sometimes, and I know everybody here can relate to this, sometimes we don't want to get out of that negativity. Sometimes we want to sit in that negativity because we feel slighted, or because we feel like something happened that we're pissed about still, and we want to hang out in that being grumpy, right? And I'll be honest with you guys, I think that's totally fine. If you give yourself a time limit and you say, you know what, I'm going to be grumpy about this for 5 minutes, and I'm going to let myself be grumpy as hell, and then I'm going to come back to being grounded, right? How does that feel? You give yourself that permission to experience the feelings, observe yourself. Sorry, I don't know why my computer's going crazy. I've got all of these notifications coming in. Yeah, so listen, it actually, I love that Alice says this. She says it's easier to be negative. It takes more energy to be positive. And that is only because the negative is the comfort zone. And that's why it feels easier, is because that's the place of comfort. Being positive is stepping out of the comfort zone. And that is why it feels like it takes more energy. It actually takes the same amount. It takes exactly the same amount. In fact, I'd say being negative probably takes a little bit more, and actually maybe has, you know, consequences that we don't really want in our lives. But no matter what, it's not right or wrong. It just is. It has become the comfort zone. Okay, you guys. So that was one, is switching the negative into a positive. Another thing that you can do to get out of a crappy mood is Ooh, Corey asked a good question. Okay, let's talk about this. Corey says, how do you shield yourself from others' negativity about money? So what I want you to answer is, first off, if it's someone in your life, I'm assuming it's probably someone that you live with or someone that you're close with, right? It's probably someone who's in your daily life. That's a very good question. I love that question. Let me have a drink real quick. So when we start taking on other people's energy when it comes to money, I will tell you, I know this like firsthand because I grew up in a household where there were a lot of negative vibes going on. And so I felt like I was constantly in this state of taking on other people's energy. This is a very simple one, and this is more of just kind of like a practice that you can use, and then we'll go more into the mindset side of it. But I want you to imagine, first off, just because they're being negative doesn't mean that you have to be. Doesn't mean that you have to be. This is a really, really excellent way for you to start practicing energetic boundaries. So what I want you to do, take your hands, rub your hands together for a second, and I want you to feel your energy of your body. Just kind of notice, feel right here, where does it start? When can you kind of start to feel, like close your eyes and do it. When can you kind of start to feel the energy around you on your body? If you put your hands over your face, maybe you feel kind of like a buzzing, just a light little buzzing feeling. You can just, it brings awareness to this space, okay? So this is your aura. This is your actual energy field. And so what you can do before you go out, or before you encounter this person, or really any time that you feel like you need protection, is I want you to imagine that you are putting up a literal wall around your person, and you go all the way with your hands, all the way around your body, down your arms, over your heart. And I want you to imagine that there is just this beautiful, impenetrable light wall, like a bubble almost. Imagine that you are sealing off your bubble. You are protecting your energy. You do not need to absorb anybody else's energy right now. And you can tell yourself that in your mind. I don't need to absorb anybody else's energy right now. And then more of a mindset perspective is, and that actually really works, okay? Creating that bubble around you, creating that wall around you. And then what you can do is, when you start to notice yourself feeling a shift, because we can feel it when we start taking on someone else's energy, can't we? We can feel that change in our bodies, and we can feel that change in ourselves. So I want you to get neutral for a second. You notice that you're taking on their energy. Get neutral. Okay, I'm starting to feel this way. And I want you to identify it, put some words on it. Maybe you feel like you need to explain yourself. Maybe you're feeling like you need to change their opinion, change their energy. Maybe you feel like you're needing to make yourself smaller. Okay, put some words to what you're feeling as you take in their energy. And then I want you to call it out. Say, this is their energy. This is not my energy. This is not the way that I feel. This belongs to them. This does not belong to me. Okay, so call it out, state it. This is their energy. This is not your energy. And then I want you to reaffirm what your stance is and how you actually feel. So you'll say, this is their energy. This is not my energy. But actually the way that I feel is, and then reaffirm your own belief in your own energy. Okay. Another good method to use, and I've used this a lot too around negative people, but kind of similar with feeling that wall, feeling that bubble, feeling that energy. I want you to imagine that the energy is inside of your body and it is traveling upwards and outwards until it just completely starts expanding. right? Like you have this whole light bubble, energy bubble that is coming off of you and it's pushing out into the universe. And I want you to just imagine that it continues to go out, 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 out. It fills up the whole room. It fills up the whole building. And that is your energy. And just like how, I swear I'm the queen of using disgusting examples, but just like a dog pees on a fire hydrant to say that's mine, I want you to push your energy out into the world, into the space to say, this is my energy. Okay, you reclaim your space, you reclaim your energy, you are setting boundaries with the other people in your life, and it works. Try it, it works. Okay. So I'm going to give you one more tip, and then we're going to move into the meditation. Okay, and then after that, we will do the giveaway, and then we will be done for the night. So one other tip that you can do, if you're starting to experience fear around money, or you find yourself getting in that fearful state, or maybe you're just having negative self-talk, okay? These are probably my favorite thing in the world, so I do them all the time. So if you start feeling anxious, I'm going to sit back a little bit so you can see me. These are called power poses. Is anyone here familiar with power poses? Hold on, I can't see. I'm looking at everybody. Okay. Yeah, Christy says love them. Yeah, power poses are so powerful. That's why they're called power poses. So when you do a power pose, or actually let me go into the kind of backstory of power poses. When we feel threatened, when we feel afraid, we start to physically make our bodies smaller. And I want you guys to start paying attention to this. When you're stressed out, when you're having financial fear, what do you start feeling physically? Sometimes we cross our arms. Sometimes we go like this and put our hand over our neck, right? Sometimes we kind of slouch. Maybe we bring a leg up and we're all going like this, trying to be small, okay? And this is actually, this is intuitive, because animals out in the wild, this all comes from biology. This comes from just nature. Animals out in the wild, if they're being hunted by a predator, what do? They're afraid. They're like, oh, get small. Maybe they won't notice me, right? And they try to hunch down and cross their arms, and they protect their neck, right? Because that's where all of our big veins are. So sometimes we can put our hand on our neck a lot when we feel threatened, okay? Yeah, Monica says, I always feel like I want my neck to be covered. This is huge, yeah. So our neck, I mean, think about it. Our neck is when we're vulnerable. That is such a vulnerable place. And so if we're feeling vulnerable, like uncomfortable vulnerable, we can start to want to hide that neck, cross, make ourselves small, put stuff in front of us, right, to create a barrier. And so if we start having fearful thoughts about money, what we can do to create a new energy around it, to create magnetism around it and step out of that place of fear, is to physically make our bodies bigger, okay? So I want you to shake out your body, put your shoulders back, and literally what you're going to do is you're going to put your hands up. I know you can't see my hands, but they're spread like this, okay? Put your hands up as high as you can, open your neck, right? Put your chest open like this, everything out. And then even with your feet, I want you to put your feet on the floor, legs big, open your hips, open everything up. We're gonna hold this for 1 minute, okay? And what happens is the body takes the cortisol level down, it takes the adrenaline levels down, it starts actually changing the hormones and the chemical makeup of your body. It starts saying, I'm confident, I'm big, I'm being seen right now, I'm comfortable in my skin, right? Here I am. It says all the stuff, here I am. I'm big, right? Like a peacock. Imagine that. Or like a lion, right? Lion's got the chest out. They're not afraid to be seen. They're big. They're ferocious. They're not scared of anybody. It changes those fear hormones, those stress hormones. Okay, so I'm going to show you one other thing that you can do, and this helps with manifestation. So first off, our hands conduct energy. These are our energy conductors, are our hands, right? And I know you guys can probably feel it too in your hands. Like if you hold your hands over something and you just feel that energy, yeah, you can feel that energy. It's there. So what I want you to do, and it's kind of a little bit similar to what we just did, kind of, but I want you to rub your hands together for a moment. And I've got a window here, so I can't really do it on my left side, but I will try. I want you to hold your hands out to either side. And I want you to imagine that there are beams of your energy, of your light, of your life force, of everything that you are, your energy. And it is shooting out of your hands, and it is going all the way to one side of the planet and all the way to the other side of the planet, all the way. Okay, imagine how far that is. Your energy is traveling. It's going mile by mile, all the way to one side of the planet and all the way to the other side of the planet. And feel that for a moment. I want you to really feel that energy as it travels. And then what I want you to do, I want you to turn your hands face up. Okay? And I want you to imagine that you are gathering your fortune, because you have money right now that is out there in other people's pockets, okay? And I want you to think that you've got money right now that's out there in other people's pockets. And that's okay. And one day it's going to come across and it's going to be in your bank account, and then it might go into someone else's pocket, and that's fine. But I want you to imagine that this energy that is coming out of your hands starts resonating with each and every one of those dollars that are yours. And I want you to start moving your arms upward as you're gathering it all together. And you imagine that all of it is radiating towards you. It's coming to you right now. And as you bring your arms all the way up, what you are going to do is you are going to receive that abundance. And as you can see, I'm bringing my hands inward to me. Receive that abundance, and you literally bring it into your energetic field. Okay, and you bring it all the way down and you feel it and you receive that abundance. Okay, remember what we talked about receiving a little bit ago. And then I want us to do it a couple more times. So put your hands out again. You're channeling all of that money that you are an energetic match for. It is out there right now. All of that money that you will ever come across in your life, and you are sending your energy out there to receive it. And here we go. We are gathering it all up, and we are saying, I am ready for it to come to me now. And then we are pushing that energy back into our reality, back into our field right now. We're going to do that one more time. That felt good. I liked that the second time. That felt good. Let's do it one more time. I mean, we can't do this. We could have done this the whole time and it still would have felt good, okay? So we are putting our energy out there, just collecting all the dollar bills. I want you to literally imagine that these dollar bills are racing towards you from like miles and miles and miles away, right? They're floating through the sky. They're traveling, 100 miles an hour, moving closer to you every second. And we bring in all of that energy and we fully allow ourselves to receive it because we are worthy, we are deserving, and there's nothing that we have to do or be in order to deserve and receive that abundance, okay? And I want you to just put your hand over your heart as you fully allow yourself to have that abundance, to have that wealth, to have joy in receiving. And it is yours. Okay, I'm going to see if Brooke is ready for our energy healing session. Here she is, beautiful. And I'm going to hand the floor over to her. Here, I just unmuted you.
Hey guys. So I'm just gonna do some sound healing for tonight and some Reiki. And it'll just help just clear all these subconscious beliefs and thoughts that we have, just allow us to align into a new energy and a new timeline. So just go ahead and we're just going to focus on our breath. That's where we're going to start. Just deep inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. everybody. So whenever you're ready, just slowly wiggle your toes, your fingers, shake your head yes and no, roll your shoulders. Just slowly come back into the present moment. Bringing full awareness back into the body. How's everybody feeling?
That was amazing. That was so relaxing. How did everybody else feel? Yeah, what did you guys notice? Yes. So soothing, incredible. That was amazing. Yeah. You know what's wonderful about sound healing, and Brooke, you can definitely weigh in on this, but I love it because sometimes when we do mindset work, we can have resistance to changing the mindset. But when we are doing sound healing, there's no resistance, right? We just receive that energy of the sound. It completely drops that energy to just receiving. And it's actually a wonderful way, as we were talking about receiving and allowing ourselves to receive, because we receive abundance, we receive support, right? All of the things that we want to build and do in our lives is based off of the foundation of being able to receive. And so I feel like sound healing is definitely a wonderful way to start practicing that. Yeah, awesome. Okay, oops, sorry. Thank you so much, Brooke. Sorry, I didn't mean to click off of you yet. Thank you so much, girl. That was amazing. That was so relaxing. I really super appreciate you. Yeah, Corey says my whole body was tingling and floating, arms wide open and receiving. That's so beautiful. Oh, Renee says bliss. I had my Palo Santo crystals, and your attracts money incense. Yes. Wonderful. Okay. So I so appreciate you guys being here this evening. Thank you so much. Very calming. Yeah. So just to go over the key points that we talked about. Your thoughts, beliefs, and emotions are the sails in your ship that guide where you are going. And so it is your job to feel good every day. And I want you to return back to that pledge that you made to yourself, that you will take swift action on things that are making you feel out of alignment with that feeling, okay? Our thoughts and energy around money and what we think is possible for ourselves with money is what is going to guide us. Money is a game, right? And so when we allow ourselves to have fun with money and we allow ourselves to have joy with money, right? If that is buying things that make us happy, spoiling ourselves, allowing ourselves to have, be pampered, right? To get our nails done or to get our hair done or to do nice things, that is going to be more rewarding to us than just like wanting to pay off debt or wanting to pay off bills, right? That's not fun. We don't want to make money just to go pay bills, right? We want to make money so we can have a life that we enjoy, so we can do fun things, so we can feel good about what we're doing, okay? You can always, whenever you are feeling negative or when you are feeling crappy about your money situation, you can turn it into a positive. You can turn it into an acknowledgement for yourself. And at any time, at any point, whenever, you can call on that frequency. You can, like we did our energy practice, you can collect all of your fortune, all of your wealth that is out there, and you can absorb that and you can bring it into your current reality. So I'm going to show you guys just one last thing, and then we are going to do our giveaway. and then we will be done for the night. I know it's late for a lot of you. Christina, it's got to be like 4 in the morning where you're at. Whew. That is wild, girl. When you said it was going to be 2 o'clock in the morning and you were going to show up, I was like, okay, she's in it to win it. Okay, so we went over changing the way that we talk about money, changing the language that we use. Because when we speak words, we are actually speaking our reality into our existence. So it's important to use empowering words that's actually going to create the reality that we want. Hang on a second. Just so you guys will all have a copy of this. This goes over the upper and lower limits. We talked about the working hard mentality, how hard work is actually a fallacy. We do not have to work hard. And so we went through these steps a little bit. We talked about visualization, feel the feeling of having it, which is what we channeled in our visualization earlier. Taking inspired action, taking action that feels good, that feels aligned, that you're excited to take, and then releasing it to the universe and trusting, right? We don't want to get into that zone where we are obsessive over our manifestation and I have to have it, because that is that lack mindset, okay? Hang on, I'm trying to get to the one that I want you to look at. Okay, here we go. So this is in your workbook. And if you guys have taken Divine Babe Transformation, this probably looks very familiar to you, but I have tweaked it and changed it just a little bit, okay? So it's a little different. So this is the Money Honey Morning Ritual. I swear if you do this every day, you will be manifesting like, you know, bada bing, bada boom, like nothing, right? It will be so easy to you. It will start your day off in that manifestation realm with that manifestation energy. So what you are going to do every single morning when you wake up, because when we wake up in the morning, we are literally reborn. Literally. We go to sleep at night. All of our attraction is turned off, right? We're not attracting anything to us when we're asleep. All of that energy is turned off. And then we wake up the next morning. And usually the first thing on our minds is like, oh yeah, that stuff I have to do. Oh, that bill. Oh my gosh, I've got this meeting later that I'm dreading, right? We start thinking about all the things, and that sets the tone for our day. So what I want you to do instead of going through that to-do list, instead of thinking of all the things in your life, all of the situations, I want you to allow yourself 15 minutes to not think about it. Anything. I don't want you to think about anything in the morning that doesn't make you feel good. Or throughout the day for that matter, but mostly in the morning, okay? I don't want you to think about anything that doesn't make you feel good. Sit down, get yourself a water, get something to write on, and I want you to write down 3 things, okay? These are going to be your 3 manifestations every single day. You're going to come up with 1 daily manifestation. What is something that I want to attract to myself today? And this exact copy is in your workbook too, so don't worry about like writing any of this down, okay? It's all in the workbook. 1 daily manifestation. What are you wanting to attract that day? Okay, that day. And I want you to write it as a gratitude as if it has already happened. Write it as a gratitude as if it's already happened. I am so grateful that I had a venti caramel macchiato from Starbucks today. Okay, I am so grateful that I got to go swimming and spend time outside. I am so grateful that I signed 3 clients, right? I want you to write it as if it's already happened and how grateful you are, and channel that feeling of already having it. Then the second one is a monthly manifestation. What is something that you are wanting to create that month? And you don't have to do the same one every single day. Feel free to do a different one every single day, okay? Remember, we're not wanting that obsessive energy. When we keep doing the same thing, that starts creating that obsessive energy. We want to claim it, that it is ours, and then be able to release it to the universe. So number 2 is 1 monthly manifestation, and then 3 is yearly manifestation. What is something that you want 12 months from now? What do you want that experience to look like? And you write that down as a gratitude. So you can see my example here is Finally, we moved into our beach house. I am so grateful to wake up to the sound of ocean waves every single morning, right? That is the yearly manifestation. So you will do 3 every single day. And I'm going to challenge you guys right now. I'm going to put you on a 1-week challenge. Do you think you can do this for 7 days? And let's see what happens. Let's do an experiment. I'm going to challenge you. 7 days, every single morning, writing 3 manifestations as a gratitude. They are already yours. You already have it. You're already experiencing it. Embody that feeling like we did as we walked through that visualization. And I will tell you guys, if you liked that visualization, that was a lot of fun. I love doing visualizations. I have a mini course called the Abundant Life Blueprint, and it's $22. It's super inexpensive, and it walks you through that exact process of building a beautiful vision for yourself, for your life, your career, your finances, your relationships, your health. It goes through everything, because when we have clarity about what we want, when you're clear what we want it to look like, what we want it to feel like, that increases that manifestation power, right? If we're not really sure and we're like, I don't know, I just want things to be better, that's not really a clear energy, right? We're not sure what we're attracting when we're just wanting things to be different or wanting things to be better. So if you're interested in that, I will definitely send you the link. And just feel free to reach out to me, or you can drop something in the chat box and I will let you know. So there is your morning money honey morning ritual, and I'm putting you guys on that 7-day challenge, okay? 7-day challenge, money honey morning ritual. We got this. We're going to do the 3 manifestations. I'm going to do it with you guys. If you post about it on social media, feel free to tag me. I would love, love, love to see what your manifestations are. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Yes, let's do this. Oh, I love it. Oh, you guys are so cute. Oh, I appreciate you guys too. Thank you. So you guys will have a copy of that morning ritual in your workbook. And then I will be, it's 10:15 here, so I'm probably going to be sending the replay out to you guys in the morning. Oh, Christina, I see you laughing at me, okay? She's laughing right now because she's like, girl, it's 4 a.m. where I'm at. I'm sleepy, Christina. I'm sleepy, okay? That's so funny.
So this is nice. I have quiet time because my daughter's sleeping, so I can concentrate. It's lovely. Thanks.
Yeah, well, I'm happy. I know a lot of people with children face that same thing. Even with my son coming in here, I've told him a million times, don't come in when mommy's working, and he'll just kind of slide in. And here's the thing is he knows that I'm live, and so he knows that I'm going to not say something unless I have to. So he'll be dancing all around the room until I'm finally like, I'm so sorry, and I put you guys on hold to be like, hey, he does it on purpose, you guys. He loves to just see me like eyeing him, and he knows I can't do anything. So yeah, we feel that. I'm happy you had this time to yourself. Oh yeah, he's calculated. He's just like me. It's crazy. Like, okay, you guys, let's do our giveaway. This is the last thing, very last thing, and then you guys are free to go. Okay, I'm just gonna, I have everybody's names in here, and they're all written on little pieces of paper. And so remember, the giveaway is for, you're going to get a hand-selected crystal from me, which I love doing, by the way. This has been so much fun. I love selecting crystals for people. So when I select a crystal, I'll just tell you, I will read your energy from your pictures, and I will kind of identify, okay, I feel like maybe there's a solar plexus blockage, like I'll kind of start to read your energy, or maybe I feel like it's the throat chakra or root chakra. Maybe you could use some grounding, maybe you could use some inspiration and some opening, and then I will go hand select a very specific crystal for you. And then you will also get an intuitive chakra reading with me. And so this is something that we would schedule over the phone, and we would talk, and I will give you a chakra reading, and I will tell you which chakras are out of alignment, which ones are balanced, and then we'll give you the recommendations to go from there. And then the third prize is a angel card reading from Brooke, and she will tell you more about your guides and how you can get in touch with them and how you can use your angels to manifest. So I'm going to, you can see I'm completely mixing it up. I have no idea. I'm just gonna close my eyes for a minute. Okay. And the winner is Ashley Matera. Yes. And I actually don't know if is she here with us?
Yeah, she's Abby's computer. That's my daughter.
Oh, okay. I got you. I love that. Yes. Oh my gosh, congratulations.
I invited her to your group because she's just sort of, I think, getting started with meditation, and we've talked about the power of positive thinking for many, many years, and she is creating her own reality. She's amazing.
Oh my gosh, that's so amazing. I feel like this was so aligned for you. Congratulations. I'm going to bring you on if you would like to.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
I'm so excited.
Yes, that is so awesome. So I will contact you. We will schedule, we can talk about this later. I'll get your address and everything to send you your crystal, and then we will schedule our session, and then we will get you with Brooke, and you guys can schedule your reading. So
awesome.
That's so exciting. Oh, I feel like that was so perfect. Congratulations. Okay, thank you guys so much for being with us here this evening. I will be sending out the replay in the morning, and then you guys, so you are also going to get 2 meditations. You're getting one that is very, very special and powerful, and it is a meditation that you use in the morning. It's a morning mantra, and it is to connect with source energy first thing in the morning. It's to ask your spirit guides and your angels for guidance. It is for them to remove all obstacles. It's a super powerful one. I'm so excited about you guys receiving that. And then you will also get your tapping session along with the replay, okay? So all of that is going to go out first thing in the morning. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for being here with me this evening. I had such a good time. You guys go relax, rest, Netflix and chill, whatever your plans are for the night. And I will talk to you guys later.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Bye, you guys. Everyone take care. Oh, thank you so much, Monica. That's so sweet of you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you guys, every one of you. Thank you.